Hi, this is Trevoggan. I've seen some pretty wacky stuff in my time, um, but usually feminists and SJWs don't use bracelets, as far as I'm aware. But there's been a new thing that I wasn't aware of until it started happening at the campus that I attend. I say mine, not that I own it, but just that I attended, as the usual vernacular. And so they have these things called privilege bracelets. I heard about the event that was going to happen just earlier tonight, and so out of a desire to debate it, I actually went and attended that, and it was better than I thought it would be. I mean, it wasn't. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of how best to phrase this. I could say writing a script for this, but I thought, well, I'll just do it off the cuff. There's something more honest than that, I suppose. I mean, sometimes I'll do a script for these videos, but this one, it just seems, well. So as you will see in this video, I went there and I asked permission beforehand if I could record it, and they said that I could. And so I went in and took their privilege thing. What it is you go around each table, and for each privilege on the list that you qualify for, you add a bead to the bracelet. And then at the end, that's how many privileges you have out of the ones that they checked for. And so after that, but they said that I shouldn't record people. I should just record what was being done with the bracelets. And so I try to keep that as much as possible. But you do see people a little bit in the footage, just in the edges of the video. After I was making the bracelet, I actually sat down and talked with the people that were there, and they were pretty much, without exception, feminist. It was done by the SJW group that's on campus. They call it the Social Justice Board. It's a group that's done specifically for housing for the students. It's a group of 10 individuals that put this on, and they're in charge of it. They do things like this every month, but this one stood out to me. And I actually decided to tell them my opinion that I think privilege doesn't really matter in most cases. It's not all they crack it up to be. For every time you can say that, oh, this person has this advantage, you can also say, well, that because of that, they also have this disadvantage. Take, for example, men. You can say that men have the majority of people in government are men, but the majority of people in government don't act in the interests of men. They act in the interests of women, as has been pointed out by the Honey Badger Brigade and Sergeant Cod, for example. Not that I have anything in affiliation with them, but I just remember watch their videos. So you can say that, but also the fact that men have 4 times higher risk of suicide. About 90% of the workplace deaths are men. They work mostly dangerous jobs, and society doesn't really care about their issues, their problems, for the most part. Men, at least in the United States and in many other countries, can be circumcised, and that's perfectly legal, whereas for women it is rightfully illegal to mutilate the genitals of people against their will. Babies have no say over that. I think it should be illegal for both genders, but it's continued to be the way it is. I hope that eventually it will change and be illegal for both genders, but considering it's tied into religion, I doubt it will. I believe in the freedom of religion, but this is one thing that I think is more detrimental that should be prevented for the sake of the children, who will then grow up to be adults as well and affect society. And there have been studies into the effects of circumcision later in life, what it does to your the psychological makeup of men who are circumcised, but it's not exact yet. It's not really for sure. Most of the things that I've read, the studies I've read, are completely undecided as to what effects it does cause. Some say that it may cause this or it may cause that, but it's not exact. I mean, I could be wrong, but from what I've read, it's just theories at this point. It's hard to know exactly. But nonetheless, it is a violation of human rights, as I would view it. If it isn't ethical for it to be done to women, it isn't ethical for it to be done to men either. And I told them about how you don't have to be a feminist to believe in equality. And they took it surprisingly well, to be honest. They were very, very, very accepting of other opinions. I mean, they explained their position, which is this the usual standard progressivist feminist view. But they weren't like some of the other ones that have been shown in other YouTube videos. They were very willing to accept their opinions, and they were willing to let me have that opinion. I even stated that I thought gender actually is a binary, that gender isn't a spectrum. That's just one of my own personal opinions. It's not a very popular opinion at the moment. And they actually respected that, which I give them credit for. They did pretty well. Better than a lot of other college students and professors have in other universities. The University of Utah, there's a lot of feminism going on, a lot of social justice stuff going on, but it's very mild compared to how it has been in other universities recently. There haven't been, to my knowledge, any major protests. I mean, there was an anti-racism protest, but I didn't manage to go to that because I had a math class at the same time, which is annoying. I wanted to actually record that and put that up on YouTube and see what that would have been like. But I doubt it would be anything as harsh as the University of Missouri stuff, or the other one, the other university. The name of it don't, but I will look it up and put it in the description. There have been two prominent ones recently that have been covered by quite a lot of different YouTubers that are anti-feminists. I keep keeping up with that. But anyway, that as it stands is the situation. And again, I'm sorry for the long delays as I just formulated my thoughts. I did think about this beforehand, but I'm just not that eloquent of a speaker. So you have to forgive me for that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and good night. Performed with unusual instructions.
Feel free to grab some food right there and make it to this bracelet if you'd like. Or check it out. Totally fine.
Really
We've got veggies, fruits.
because
these
are like discriminatory.
Keep serving with that.
I don't like it.
I will.
Okay, because this one, I have formalized, but formalized. I love it. I'm coming married. Okay, my love relationship is nothing. So I cannot get married and have that be like, okay. Nick,
What's up?
I know these were not your, like, you did not type these up, but there's a script here. I'm asexual. This first question is, I have formalized or can formalize my love relationship legally through marriage and receive the benefits that it comes to marriage. My love relationship would be not getting married.
Yeah, but here's the deal.
But so how do you answer that?
Here's the deal. Because in society, there's a huge privilege with marriage. You know, it's something that people like kind of have an expectation that everyone's gonna. Oh, you just need to find the right one and things like that. And the fact that you know, if you're asexual and don't find to marry, well, there's still the not being privileged. Because there's a privilege getting married. There's legal benefits, income, and economic
I
benefits.
can't receive the benefits that come with marriage.
No. I mean, I guess you can get married purely for the economic, the benefit. So, yeah, two people are paying insurance, you know, might as well.
I'll just get married to get somebody to make me right.
I don't really do that.
You know it's going to happen. Also, I've been engaged to my mom like 3 years.
Cool. What's your Thanksgiving? Alright.
Where are you on Google? Why did you just go to Yelp?
I don't know either of those apps.
See, okay, see, this is where this gets hard. It's hard because if I want to.
What part of New York? I don't know New York at all.
Go to http.
I'm trying, like, when people say New York, it's so easy to the city. It's a pretty big state.
No, not that. It's well over.
It's not a small state. Bigger than Rhode Island. Bigger population than all of Wyoming.
Interpret these questions differently than everybody else.
It's nice that you have family out here.
Yeah, that was like a big part of the reason I could come out here. Just because I have like a family that if I need them, I can go over there and help them or something.
Yeah, if I was going out of state, I'd want to go somewhere by my family.
Because we're not like organized.
My parents are like the only parts of my family in Utah. They both left their home states to move here, so.
Sexuality, gender, and socioeconomic.
You made.
I think it's like 2,000 or 3,000 miles from home. Like,
It's pretty damn far.
yeah.
Like, let's see here. It's 60 miles per hour. You know, that's 50 hours away.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of how. I think it was like 30 or 40 something hour drive because I had a friend, or I have a friend from Washington D.C. and he drove here, and I think he said it was like 30, like high 30s or 40 hour drive or something.
That's so far. You know, like compare that to what's 3,000 miles in Europe like. You know, how many different countries is that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all still in the United States. Like, you know.
This should more be like I can live for months.
How's the dolphin going? Is it a free dolphin or is it more like is it cage dolphin? What's his name? Winslow? Marcus?
Name, sex, gender identity, sexual orientation.
One good thing that happened to it this week, one not so cool thing that happened to it this week,
What is most exciting?
an interesting fact about itself.
We're not to wait till next Thursday to find out. What else you got?
Yeah, because that's what I'm
Whatever you're talking about,
But no,